Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dragon's Lair at the campus of Howard Community College in Columbia, Maryland. And today it is playoff game day as the number 3 seeded Potomac State Catamounts face off against the number 2 seeded Howard Dragons in the semifinal matchup, with a spot against the number 1 seed CCBC Essex Knights in the championship game for the regions on the line. The two squads have lined up. Potomac State will be kicking off first. And after the center official checks with everybody, he is going to blow his whistle, and we are underway here. The Howard Community College Dragons, they will be in their home whites with the gold trim, going from left to right on your screen in the first half. And for the Potomac State Catamounts, they're in their navy blue with the gold trim, going from right to left in this first half. Dragons with an early chance here. As that one gets through, Snotty is in on goal. Snotty toe poke is saved. Goalkeeper trying to grab it, but the wind just blows it away from her. And within seconds of the game starting, Snotty almost put the Dragons ahead. Now Catamounts are trying to come right back at the Dragons as Cassidy Wallace will hit it down to the corner for Alexa Cook. Cook gives it back to Wallace, who is following up on the play as she will pull it back. Immediate action has made it difficult to even get into any kind of pregame, as this is Amy Rodriguez, who almost set up the opening goal as she had a great through ball for Sonati. Potomac State comes into the game at 7-4-2. They were 1-2 in regional divisional play as they defeated Southern Maryland 1-0 and fell to these Dragons 7-0 earlier in the year, as well as losing to Essex 6-0. However, it's a much different look from both teams as Potomac State has added to their roster and gotten some players back healthy, whereas the Dragons are a little shorthanded in this game, having only 3 healthy players on the bench today. Potomac State, nice ball into the middle as McNamee slides it over. A long shot, aiming for the top right corner, and not missing by much was the freshman listed as a defender, Kelsey O'Neill, standing at 5'8", and what a leg she's got on her as she crushed that one and just missed that top right corner, as I mentioned. Potomac State's leading goal scorer is that number 5, Nicole McNamee. She comes in with 6 goals in the year. Cassidy Wallace has 4, and 3 others are tied at 3 each. McNamee also leads the team on assists with 3 on the year. That is McNamee, who lays it off. It's given right back to her by Cook. Tries to get onto Wallace, but Zubak is there for the Dragons. Going back the other way, Rollins trying to find Sonati. She does a good job of holding up her run to not be offsides. Really good play by Sonati. She will now take on her defender. 1-on-1, gets around the edge. Hits it across. Stangerlin tried a judo chop at it with her leg and just couldn't quite get contact on it. Might have had a better chance to get it with her head than trying to get her leg all the way over her body, but it was a good attempt anyway, and Dragons will win a corner kick off of it. It will be Molly Nichols to take the corner on the far side. Last name of Nichols has reverence in this stadium, as there have been a couple of star players now that have worn the Dragon uniforms. Jobst, what a beautiful cross in, goes to the top of the box. Sonati unable to get a touch, but she will easily beat her defender there, but can't quite handle it nicely, and it goes out of bounds for a throw-in. The Potomac State goalkeeper today, number 23, Amanda Cliff. In 11 games, she has a 7.71 goals allowed average and a 41% save percentage. In stark contrast to the Dragons' All-American goalkeeper, Haley Murray, the third-year sophomore out of Catonsville, Maryland, standing at 6 foot tall. She has a .91 goals allowed average, less than a goal per game, and an 88 save percentage. So definitely something to look out for in the goalkeeping differential there. Dragons have their 2 star goal scorers. Talia Stangerlin, number 2, she's got 10 on the year. Tessa Sonati, she's got 9, with 3 others tied at 5. Sonati also leading the team with 7 assists. Rodriguez right behind with 6. As it was Rodriguez trying to set up a teammate again. This is Regan McKenzie trying to go for the far sideline, taking on Jobes. Jobes does a good job of hitting it off of McKenzie. And it will be out for a throw-in. Both teams look like they're playing a 4-3-3 in this game. The Dragons playing a little bit more of a 4-4-2 with Sonati playing slightly back right now. But when moving forward, she is the third forward that joins the line. The defensive line today, as it has been the last few games for Dragons, it will be number 4, Madison Zubak on the right back. She had been playing midfield most of the year and has moved back to right back these last couple games, with Celia Jackson, Sophie Poloni, and Sophie Jobst rounding out the defensive line. Snotty will steal this one away. Rodriguez gives it right back to her, and she'll have to retreat to the line a little bit. She'll now play to the corner for Stangerlin. A good ball. Stangerlin will have a one-on-one. She'll just go for the cross instead. Actually pops it right up, and it will be snagged by Megan Klein. Dragons coming into this game 11-2, ranked number 16 in the NJCAA Division II. This will be Jenna Nauman, one of those 3 midfielders. She'll play it forward. Perfectly weighted ball to Snotty. Snotty takes a touch to the end line. She'll try to play it back into the box, and it just goes through a plethora of bodies, and nobody was able to get a touch on it. A perfect cross in by Sonati. Nobody there. Remy Rollins also in that midfielder Dragon. She's going to make a bombing run in. Rollins tries to slide over to Stangerlin. And the 4 Potomac State defenders were able to combine to stop that attack. Nauman. She'll play it back to Nichols. To Rollins. Rollins again. A nice showing of her skill. Nauman looking for Sonati. Now, Potomac State will have a chance to counter. Wallace finds Maggie Slocum, who tries to return it for Wallace, and just a little bit too much pepper on that one. Dragons head coach Kate Seagroves today in her 400th career game as the head coach of the Howard Dragons. All 400 games at Howard. She had come to the game with a 244, 135, and 20 career record. And looking to put an exclamation point on her 400th career game with win number 245. Great ball by Rodriguez again. Nichols gets into the box. Molly Nichols shot, goal! Dragons take the lead in the 8th minute as a beautiful pass by Amy Rodriguez finds Molly Nichols. And Dragons lead 1-0. So Nichols puts in the goal for the Dragons, and what a time it is for her to pick up a really, really big goal. It was coming, you have to say, for the Dragons, as they have really put on some good pressure early on. And in the end, a really smart finish. But again, got to give credit to Amy Rodriguez. She's put through a couple of really key passes and picks up an assist on that play. So Molly Nichols gets her 6th goal of the game as Stangerlin now across, and it's a goal for the Dragons again! And again it's Nichols. This time it's Stangerlin with the assist. And the Dragons ahead 2-0, just like that. A near perfect start for the Dragons as Molly Nichols puts in her 2nd goal of the game.
Assisted by number 2, Talia Stangerlin. In the game now for the Catamounts, number 3, Brooke Cornell.
I was just about to announce that Molly Nichols scored her 6th goal of the season, but was able to score her 7th immediately after. Came into the game with 5 in 13 games, and now 2 in the first 10 minutes of this game alone. And just a good job as the outside midfielder there to really know when to push forward and to be at the right place at the right time on 2 fantastic passes from her teammates. For Stangerlin, she picks up her 6th assist of the season, and on the first goal, it was Rodriguez picking up her team, now tied for the team lead, 7th assist on the year. Another good ball there, but it's going to be Klein who comes way out. Rollins gets control of it for Howard. McNamee in a little bit of a tussle with Rollins on the far side. McNamee goes down. A little shoulder shrug from Rollins in that play, and McNamee will be able to get up on her own and continue to play. Jobs clears it out, and it's going to be cut out by Angela Faga. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Dragons did defeat Potomac State on this field 7-0, but that was back on September 25th, and a whole lot has changed since then. As Potomac State has been on a great run. In fact, they won 6 games straight before losing to Montgomery in their season finale. But some good wins in there. They beat Hagerstown. They beat Patrick Henry 5-0. Beat Christendom 2-1 and beat Hagerstown a second time 3-1 before taking on Penn State Beaver and winning 8-0. So they really had everything rolling. Again, other than that 1-0 Montgomery loss for the Dragons. Again, coming in 11-2. They won 6 straight in the middle of the year, lost at Sussex County, and finished off the year on a 3-game winning streak, including beating Montgomery 5-1, as well as finishing off their regular season schedule with a 6-0 win against Southern Maryland. As I'm sure you at home all know by now, the wind is blowing quite blustery today, and it is coming right at us. Actually, the wind is a little bit going from right to left on your screen. So going with the Catamounts, you'll see the ball occasionally blow towards the Dragons' goal with the gusts of wind that are coming through. Cassie Wallace has the wind behind her. She's going to be trying to run right past the Dragons' defense, but Zubak is there to close it down. And Rollins will help clear it out. Wallace, great turn on Zubak. She's going to try to play it forward, looking for Cook, but it just goes too high for Cook to be able to control it. And Haley Murray will get a touch on the ball. Murray tosses it out wide. Jobst finds Nichols. Back to Jobst, who's going to loft one up. Again, you see the wind just combined with the backspin on that ball. Almost had the ball going backwards at times. Rollins trying to come through. Plays it to the wing. Sinati able to keep it in for Howard. Sinati will go to the line. What a cut inside into the box. She'll take on another defender. And a strong defensive play by Maggie Slocum. But Sinati gets it back. Some fancy footwork there. Tries to put in a low cross for Stangerlin. But Faga is there to cut it out. Now played up by Wallace. Looking for McNamee. And it will blow away from her. Played up by Brooke Cornell, who had just came into the game for the Catamounts. Rodriguez trying to go for Stanger in the middle. And again, it's going to be Faga. Or excuse me, that time it is, it is Faga who is able to take that away. Rodriguez plays it back for Rollins. And that will go out, and it will be off of the Catamounts for a Dragons throw-in. McNamee coming all the way back to help her team out. Played up, and if Alexa Cook had seen the run behind her of Cassidy Wallace, she would have seen her teammate going into acres of space. But Cook does not have eyes in the back of her head and wasn't able to catch that run. Zubak did eventually catch up to her, but the turn by Cook was shut down anyway. While McNamee does a lot of the point getting for the Catamounts, the athleticism of Cassidy Wallace ever present, a threat against the Dragons. Klein will attempt to settle things down for the Catamounts. And will hit a booming punt, a line drive one that will bounce over everybody. Cook is going to try to chase this one down. Poloni of the Dragons defensive line will hit it back to Murray, and Murray clears it to midfield. Nice trap there by Nichols. And Dragons will look to now build out. Poloni gives that one away. Wallace gets a touch. She'll play it forward, looking for Cook. The Dragons trying to recover, and Poloni hits it right into her teammate, Jobst, as there's a little miscommunication there. Cook tries to play the middle, but Celia Jackson able to recover enough to clear it out of play for a throw-in. But some dangerous misplay by the Dragons almost got them in trouble. Nauman able to play that out. And that will go off the Dragons again for another Catamounts offensive throw-in. Only one semifinal today for the women's side of the bracket. On the men's side, we will have 2 games tomorrow, as Anna Burns will check into the game for the first time.
Now for Howard, number 14, Anna Burns.
And she will go in at the front line, replacing Amy Rodriguez. Great start for Rodriguez, as Seagroves will give her a congratulations for a really good opening shift in this game, serving as a primary playmaker for the Dragons. Stangerlin gets a touch on it. Now she's going to try to run through. Stangerlin takes on a double team now, tries to cut inside. Stangerlin still going, cuts it back. A little bit of a trip. She'll take a left foot shot, and it just goes over the crossbar. Talia Stangerlin took on the entire Catamounts defense by herself and almost made it happen. ball by Catamounts, trying to catch the Dragons napping, but a good job by Jackson to recover as her center back partner, Poloni, was pushed up pretty high. Going to be picked up by the Catamounts. They're trying to get to Wallace. Wallace gets a touch, but it is going to be Jackson there to clean up for Howard. Strong play by Sonadia. She muscles off Cornell off the ball. Now she'll play it forward for Stangerlin. Stangerlin to the corner. Slocum trying to recover. Stangerlin into the box. She'll try a low shot. Saved. And Klein will be able to snag it on the rebound. As Stangerlin tried her luck with her right foot before. That time it was with her left going for the bottom right corner. And Klein had it covered. That one will go out, and a double substitution for Potomac State as Madison Llewellyn.
Number 18, Madison Llewellyn. Number 23, Megan Klein.
And that is Megan Klein. Sorry, a little bit of number mix up there. Megan Klein, the freshman midfielder, is wearing number 23, and she goes into the game, and it is Haley Tennant who's in the goal for Potomac State, so I apologize for that confusion. Rollins plays it out, and a handball is going to be called as the ball just bounced right up into Slocum's hand. Dragons will push bodies forward as it will be Zubak who will take this free kick. Played into the middle. Nichols tries to flip it forward. Burns on the chase. And a good job by Tennant to come off her line and snag it away as Burns was trying to chase that one down. Rolled through the middle by Tennant. Dangerous play, but it will work out as Faga plays it up to O'Neill. Wide to Llewellyn. She'll try to go to the middle, looking for McKenzie. Llewellyn follows it up, and it's going to be cleared out by Jobst. Only as far as O'Neill again. They'll try the other way now. Wallace able to turn and look towards the middle. Still picking her head up, looking for somewhere to go with the ball. And now she'll try to play to the corner for Llewellyn. And it will just roll out for a Howard throw-in.
Number 15, Issa Krutner, checking in for the Dragons.
Issa Krutner gets her first appearance of the game for the Dragons as she will replace Talia Stangerlin, who picked up an assist already in this first half. And she will look to catch her breath before going out there for another run. In the middle of the field, and the Catamounts just outnumbering the Dragons in the middle right now, and that is leading to another offensive possession. Thrown in. Nice play by McKenzie, trying to get to the corner. She'll now cut it back, looking for Llewellyn. Llewellyn will cross it in. Wallace is there, and just couldn't quite get a touch on it in time as Murray is able to dive in front of it and grab it. Burns trying to get a play on it. She throws a little bit of a forearm into Faga. Faga looking for the foul call. Referee doesn't bring his whistle to his mouth, so play will continue. Now Rollins able to shove off McKenzie. Plays it forward to Nichols. Nichols going for the far sideline. One-on-one against Regan Miller. And Miller does a good job, and she wins a goal kick as she hits it off of Nichols. Strong play by Miller. So a double substitution for Potomac State again as Carly Del Signore goes in for Regan McKenzie. And Victoria Floyd in for Maggie Slocum. As Floyd will go into the defensive line.
Now in for Potomac State, number 11, Victoria Floyd. Number 16, Carly Del Signore.
Great play by McNamee. She gets around Nauman. Zubak tries to come in and help. Still McNamee. She gets it over. Crossed in. Llewellyn tries to keep it going to Wallace. Wallace gets it back to Llewellyn. And just a whole lot of passing by the Catamounts in the box and nobody really letting a shot go. Dragons catch a break as there was just too much space given to the Catamounts in the box. And they were fortunate that the Catamounts just weren't able to get a good shot off. Played out by Jackson. Rollins trying to go through it. Cornell goes to the corner for Llewellyn. Hit out by Jopes. And just some sloppy play from both sides as nobody's really getting a clean possession on it right now. And another giveaway. This time it's going to be Nichols who plays up for Burns, but Burns isn't able to hold on to possession. And it's out for Howard Throwen. Rollins. Trying to find somewhere to go with it. She will look for Sonati, but it is going to be Cornell who takes away the angle of that pass. Rollins will play it back for Nauman, who tries to go to the corner for Nichols. Good thought there, but Catamounts in good defensive positioning. Stangerlin, after getting her brief respite, will go back into the game, and Tessa Sonati will get her first break of the game.
Turning for Howard, number 2, Talia Fingerlin.
Huge gust of wind coming through right now, as it is going to be Rollins who plays it to the corner. Nichols tries to cut it back, it's taken down, but the referee says it was all ball, and Catamounts do a great job of cleaning it up. Now they'll look to counter. Llewellyn looking for Del Signore, who is streaking through the middle, but Nauman in a good place to cut it out. Back the other way. Rollins going for Stangerlin. She's able to touch the ball just enough to slow it down and get possession. Now she will turn towards goal and look. Just goes around her defender, Cornell. Plays it low, and Faga able to get it out. Plays it to the outlet on the wing, and Wallace will clear it out. Del Signore plays it back to Wallace, who will switch the field, and O'Neill finds herself with some room. Tries to keep it going, and Job's there to cut out the angle away from Llewellyn. Rollins just gets right around McNamee. And McNamee just caught the back of the leg of Rollins, and I think Rollins was looking for something a little bit more than just a foul there after she got clipped while she was streaking, and it was right from behind. But it will just be a foul. Zubak will take this for the Dragons. Likely trying to just chip this ball right into the middle, looking for the penalty spot. O'Neill stands out there as she's able to head that one away, and finish clear out by McNamee, who will hit it a second time, and the Catamounts will be able to get out of their own box now. Floyd finds Wallace. to McNamee. Looking for the return ball, but just rushed that a little bit too much and didn't get that in the spot she wanted to. Wallace with a great attempt to try to keep that in. It just goes out the sideline.
Welcome. Also number 4, Sydney Lechleiter.
So a quadruple substitution for Potomac State now. It's like a hockey line shift there as Mackenzie, Slocum, Cook, and Lechleiter go in for the Catamounts. With O'Neill, Del Signore, and Wallace coming out. Now it's going to be Krutner. Gives it to Nauman. Nauman will try an audacious attempt, and it's going to go off of the hands of Tennant. And the Dragons catch a lucky break as Tennant was trying to fight the sun there, tried to just get an idea of where the ball was. It hit off of her hands and goes out for a Dragons corner kick. So let's see if the Dragons can take advantage of that gifted corner. It will be Anna Burns on the near side. She'll take the right-footed outswinger. Hits it low. McNamee, there, first one there to cut it out. Burns will get a second chance at it. This one goes a little bit higher to the middle of the box. Bouncing around, Stangerlin plays it back for Krutner. Krutner trying for a shot. That one gets blocked away. Just a little bit too many touches by Krutner. Probably had to hit that first time to have an angle to get towards goal, but in the end, a good block by the Catamounts defensive line. Stangerlin going for the corner, trying to find Burns, but Burns just can't keep it in. It will be out. And a clock stoppage there as the referee will spot in.
Timeout for officials timeout for injury.
As it
Let's
like,
hear it for number 14.
as Burns will have to come out of the game as she took a bit of a knock on that one. And Amy Rodriguez comes in for Burns.
She'll be replaced by number 3, Tessa Sinati.
That one will be restarted and played back to Tennant on the restart. Just over 13 minutes left in this first half. Dragon struck for 2 in the first 2 minutes, both by Molly Nichols. And since then, it's just been a battle of the midfield mostly. Rollins tries to play it long. It goes over the head of Rodriguez, but Stangerlin on the wing will be able to pick it up. She'll try to play it around Cornell. Stangerlin into the box. She's looking for Krutner. Taken away nicely by Miller. Now shot, goal! Remy Rollins finds the top right corner of the net, and Dragons make it a 3-0 lead.
In the 33rd minute of play, Howard, number 17. Howard goal, number 17, Remy Rollins, unassisted. 12:46 to go in the half. Howard 3, State 0. Back on for the Catamounts, number 21, Kelsey Howard.
So the Dragons make it 3-0 on the rocketed shot by Remy Rollins. Stangerlin now is into the box. Stangerlin trying to keep it going. And it goes out of the box. A nice clearance. For Rollins, that is her 6th goal of the season. And it was set up by Talia Stangerlin, who really was able to be a menace on the near sideline here and get into the box. It was cleared out by Potomac State, but not far enough, as Rollins was sitting on the top of the box, collected it and fired it in. After that goal, Yassine Kamara did check in for the Dragons as she replaced Issa Krutner. Played it to the middle. Rollins trying to find Kamara, and it will be taken away by Miller. McKenzie tried to play it around Zubak, but just a little bit too much. So for the Catamounts, a similar story to their first time here, as they are now trailing 3-0, and will have to go into the halftime, assuming that this score holds. You know, there's still 11 minutes left. A lot can happen in those 11 minutes, but head coach of Potomac State, Mo Pratt, gonna have to dig deep into his bag of tricks and find a way to get through this Dragons defensive line, who have held stalwart, while also trying to find a way to limit the impact of the Dragons. Now it's gonna be Kamara. She heads it forward for herself. Kamara will try a shot, and that one will go just wide. A good attempt by Kamara to just sort of take care of herself. Picked up by Tennant and rolled out. They'll try to quick outlet. And they will complete that clearance. But again, despite having 3 on the forward line for Potomac State, just unable to really get the advantage on those clearouts. They are able to get a throw-in out of it, and another triple change as Coach Pratt really just trying to keep mixing in his players. Going for the sprint and get off kind of method of soccer right now, and trying to keep fresh legs on at all times.
Substitutions for Potomac State. Number 10, Alex Grady. Number 20, Tia Keckley. And number 22, Cassidy Wallace.
So it is Keckley, Wallace, and Grady going in for the Catamounts. Keckley and Grady for the first time in this game, with Floyd, McKenzie, and Llewellyn coming out. Stangerlin again trying to just sort of do it herself. Cornell not wanting to mess around. Will just play it out. Zanatti, what a cross there. As she put it directly in the box. Kamara was there waiting, but it is going to be Tennant who is able to snag it down. Long punt forward. Zubak heads it up. Zanatti to the corner again. It's going to be Stangerlin. Stangerlin this time has 2 defenders on her. She will try to dribble again. Goes to the end line. And again just tries to pass it low. But it is going to be the Catamounts who cut it out. Stangerlin has really used the same move every time, just running around the outside. I wonder if at some point she'll try to just cut it back towards the middle and open up a shot for herself. Meanwhile, the Catamounts, you would think that they would have tried to learn and cut that out, unless that is exactly what they want her to do, is to go to the end line and force her to go for that pass, because they don't want her to be able to get in to shooting range. Wallace, good job there. She pressures the ball away from Jackson. Tries to cut it back inside, but Jackson just gets a little toe poke on it to hit it back to her teammate Poloni. Good high pressure by the Catamounts. Phillips to Wallace. Back to Phillips. Wallace is run over by Zubak. Nothing there, according to the referee. And now Zubak will just hit it out, looking for Kamara. Kamara looks up. Oh, and it's going to be a beautiful ball looking for Rodriguez. But it's going to be Keckley there to take it away. And I'll tell you what, if that was Sonati or Stangerlin up top, that probably was a goal, because that was just a gorgeous pass by Kamara. Sonati gets a touch to Stangerlin. Just going to look to cross the field, going to the opposite corner. Nichols chasing it down. Lecklighter will get there first and plays it out. Played into the box, and it's going to be Tennant who is going to be able to just trap it down with her foot, then pick it up. As another dangerous cross there, as Nichols was going one-on-one against Lecklighter. Played to the corner again. Kamara trying to keep it in, and Miller will play it around her and clears it out. But again, just nobody there really to get control for the Catamounts, as they just need somebody to hold up play and let their teammates come up. Now it's Rollins into the box. Rollins looks for Stangerlin. Stangerlin with the left-footed shot, and it is deflected out for a corner kick. What a play by Remy Rollins to set that up, and Stangerlin in a perfect spot for it. Just blocked away beautifully at the last minute by Angela Faga. Dragons will get a corner kick out of it. It will be Molly Nichols, the Howard left midfielder. She'll just play it back for Jopes. Again, Jopes able to settle it down. Line drive cross into the box with her left foot. And it is going to be played out. Dragons defensive line now pushing forward. Poloni all the way up to play it back in. Stangerlin. Sonati making the run to the corner. What a play there. She dummies it and it goes through the legs. Now she'll play it high cross. Kamara shot and goal! Yassine Kamara! And the Dragons are leading 4-0. What a beautiful build-up on that one. As the play into the corner by Stangerlin to find Sonati. Sonati with a great cross in, and Kamara one-times it into the net. For Kamara, that is just her third goal of the season, and a beautiful time to get it.
In the 41st, Howard goal number 24, Yassine Kamara, assisted by number 3, Tessa.
So Howard now ahead 4-0 at halftime. And just really looking like the dominating team here in this regional semifinal. And you have to wonder if the CCBC Essex Knights are at home watching this game right now and thinking that, you know, these Dragons are looking pretty dangerous.
Back on for the Catamounts, number 5, Nicole McManamay. Number 12, Maggie Slocum. Number 23, Megan Klein.
Rollins into the middle, looking for Sonati, taken away by O'Neill. Now Wallace, what another great turn. She'll play it forward for McNamee. She's the most dangerous one on that offensive line. Can she make something happen for the Catamounts? Great cross in, but headed out by Zubak. And Potomac State with one of their better offensive opportunities, but Dragons able to hold up to the test. Now played out. Strong play there by Megan Klein as she's able to shield Stangerlin off of the ball. Win to throw in for her. And now Stangerlin will repay it in kind as she plays it off of Klein and gets the throw in for Howard. 2.5 minutes left. Everything seems to be going right.
Two minutes left in the first half.
Dragons with under 2 minutes remaining, trying to find one more play. Kamara into the box, plays it back for Stangerlin. Rollins to the middle. Little bit. Grady was trying to give it back to McManamay and cut out. Now they're going to try to hit it over. That's a nice ball forward by Faga. Headed straight up by Zubak. McNamee fighting through Jackson, and that is going to be a foul on Jackson. And just 1 minute remaining. Catamounts with one last chance in this first half to try to push bodies forward. It will be Kelsey O'Neill who places it down. She will chip it up to the top of the box, hit out strongly by Jackson, and Rodriguez will help it along. And Rollins will just hit it forward and clear it out of the danger zone. Rollins looking for one last push for Howard now. 20 seconds remaining. Sonati hits it along to Stangerlin. Stangerlin again tries to just run it around her defender. She succeeded. Into the box. Stangerlin passes it along. Oh, and Rodriguez just misses getting on the touch of it. Headed on by Sonati, but that will be it for this first half.
4, 3, 2, 1. That is the end of our first half. Halftime score, Howard 4, Potomac State 0.
And that will do it for the first half, as the Howard Dragons will take a 4-0 lead against Potomac State into the halftime intermission. We will take a break as well. We'll be back with first half stats after this brief intermission. halftime intermission is completed, and that means second half action is about to be underway here on the campus of Howard Community College as the Dragons, number 2 seed, coming into this game in the Region 20 Division II tournament, lead the number 3 seeded Catamounts of Potomac State 4-0. Taking a quick look at halftime stats, the Dragons outshot Potomac State 12-1. 6 of those 12 shots for Howard were on goal, 4 of which found the back of the net. That one shot by Potomac State was not on goal, so Haley Murray not really put into much action so far in her bright pink uniform as the goalkeeper for Howard. Only 2 fouls each in the first half, relatively clean play from both sides. Dragons had 3 corner kicks to the Catamount 0, and no offsides calls at all for either team in the first half. Both teams coming out with their first half starters to start the second half as some good pressure being put on by Regan McKenzie. A great cross, and Cassidy Wallace just missed getting her head on it. It is going to be McNamee who gets it on the far side, trying to get it back into the box. She will cut it inside. She will get into the box, and it will take a couple of hops and roll into the waiting hands of Haley Murray as she cuts out that cross. Murray with a long punt that goes towards the sidelines and will be out for a throw-in. First half goals by Molly Nichols with 2. She had the first 2 in the game in the opening 10 minutes. In the 33rd minute was Remy Rollins unassisted. And in the 41st minute, Yassine Kamara scored on a Tessa Sonati assist. And that is what brings us to our scoreboard now of 4-0. Played through. Maloney able to fight off Cook, and she will give it to Murray, and Murray boots it out. Rodriguez settles it down, looking for Stangerlin, who is making a run through the middle. That's going to be given away. Nichols, who's now on the near sideline, finds Stangerlin. She's going to be one-on-one with Slocum. Tries for a left-footed shot, and some good pressure by Slocum makes it just uncomfortable for Stangerlin. She lost control of it. Nichols under pressure, plays it back for Jobst, who will float one in. Rodriguez will flick on the header towards goal, and that will allow Haley Tennant to pick the ball up. Tennant made 2 saves in that first half. Ended up giving up 4 goals, and really not much she could do about any of them, as they were just strong opportunities for the Dragons. Rollins with a great turn now. Rollins looking to play it forward for Sonati. Sonati does pick it up. Sonati with the shot, saved by Tennant. So another good opportunity set up by the Dragons. And Sonati, she's sitting on 9 goals right now. I'm sure she would love to get to double digits, and almost did so right there. Good 1-2 ball there. McNamee plays it into Cook. Cook tries to give it back to the middle. McNamee was running onto it, just a little bit too close to goalkeeper Haley Murray. If she was able to pull that a little bit away from Murray, they would have had a great opportunity there. And that is going to again be punted all the way out from Murray to the sideline. You can see Tessa Sonati on the far side trying to gesture to Murray to kick it her way as she is thinking that she's got a mismatch against Megan Klein, who's playing left back at the moment for the Catamounts. Jobst. Knocked down by Leckleiter. Played up. Faga under pressure from Stangerlin. She's just going to dribble backwards to her own corner. Now turns her head and looks up. Nichols is able to cut it out. Plays it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, she's going to line up a shot. And that's saved by Tennant. A good thought by Rodriguez, trying to go for that top left corner, but Tennant was all over that one. Rollins does a good job cutting around again. A strong run forward. She will go to the corner, however, and now is under pressure from Slocum. She's got to try to find a way to get to the middle. She does on a left-footed cross. And it's now going to be played out. And it will stay in on that far sideline. Rollins will happily take it on. Spin move by Rollins. Plays it back for Snoddy. Cross in. Tennant with some good hands. Uses the super glue on that one and snags it away. Nauman trying to chase down McKenzie, and she does just that. A good play by Nauman. And that is just what the Dragons are looking for out of their midfield, is just to try to regain possession and get it back to those forwards. She does just that. Plays it up into the box. It's going to be shouldered away by Klein. Tennant. Ooh, she was just on the edge of the box there. The referee might not have been fully paying attention. It looked like she might have handled that one outside of her goal box. Poloni gets it back for Zubak. Zubak lifts it forward. It's going to be through a couple of players, but it's going to be picked up by Leckleiter. Plays it up nicely to McKenzie, who's got some space to look. She's going to try to direct traffic. Cuts around Jobst, but Nauman is there to assist. McKenzie goes down on the play. Great ball by Jobst down the line for Stangerlin. Stangerlin will turn the corner on Miller. Gets into the box. She'll try a cross into the box, and Sonati came flying through. Tried to just throw her body in front of it to deflect the ball in, but it is going to be saved by Tennant. That's one way, when the ball has that much momentum on it, sometimes all you need to do is just deflect it in. Snotty was just doing everything she could. Great ball forward by McKenzie. She finds Cook. Cook will look to cross it in. She gets it to McNamee. McNamee fighting off Jackson. Still going at each other, but McNamee able to hold on possession. Jackson still going forward. The two players just duking it out with their feet. And it will be a throw-in for Potomac State. Quick throw-in over the head of Jackson into Wallace. Wallace will try a left-footed shot, and it will just bounce a couple of times to Murray for her first save of the game. Murray will punt it towards Snotty this time. He's able to head it around Klein. But good help by Slocum. And now Slocum and Snotty are having words for each other, and the referee is going to have to try to simmer down the tensions. And in the end, it will just be a foul called. Played long by O'Neill. Cleared out by Jackson. And it's just a game of the defensive lines playing pong right now, back and forth. Miller plays it up, and Jobst just gives it right back. McNamee does a good job of cutting inside of Poloni. Picks her head up, looking for somewhere to go. Her teammates are just standing still, though, nowhere to go with it. Now she's under double coverage, gets a trip from Nichols, and that is caught by the referee. So McNamee showing a ton of energy, and right now just needs her teammates to match it. It's going to be O'Neill who chips this into the box. The wind just catches that one and blows it far away from the Dragons' goal box. Stangerlin, a good thought there, trying to catch the overlapping run from Nichols, just a little bit too much on it. McKenzie trying to turn on it. Stangerlin gets her foot on the inside, and she just plays it right into the head of Stangerlin. Thrown in, Cook picks it up, gets it to O'Neal. O'Neal's got a couple teammates making runs forward. She finds McNamee. McNamee dribbles to the edge of the box. Now she'll cross it in, looking for Wallace, and just a little bit too far ahead. Wallace and Zubak in a foot race, trying to chase it down. And I believe Zubak puts just enough pressure on as Wallace has it deflect off her foot and out for a Howard throw-in. Snotty gives that one away. It was Wallace again putting on the high pressure, but Howard able to recover thanks to Remy Rollins. Sonati now has some room to run forward. Howard have numbers. Under pressure from Slocum, and Sonati have been going at it the last few minutes. Now it's hit forward. Stangerlin behind the goalkeeper and just didn't have an angle to shoot. She had a wide open goal, but was not able to put it on goal from that angle. And a great recovery by the Potomac State Catamounts goalkeeper, Haley Tennant, is able to just play it out as Stangerlin was trying to find Nichols in the middle of the box. I feel like Stangerlin might have had a chance to shoot if she didn't take that last dribble. So the Dragons will have a corner kick. You can see the far side corner flag almost blowing over to the wind. Jopes can't even put the ball down to stay still. She decides to go on the other side of the flag, and now we'll try the left-footed in-swinger. Hit out by McNamee. Jopes gets the second try at it. She'll go low again, and this time it's again cut out, this time by Klein. And Jopes was just running right past it, not realizing that the ball came right to her feet. Jopes lifts one into the box. Rodriguez tries to trap it down, gets it to Stangerlin. Plays it wide to Nichols. Nichols, she's on a hat trick, trying to see if she can complete it. And taken away by McNamee. Stangerlin trying to chase her down. Nauman joins in. And it is going to be hit back in by Jopes. Slocum clears it out. Rollins has room to turn. Plays it wide to Nichols. Nichols will try a curling shot around, and that one will go wide for a goal kick. Stangerlin gets inside. Stangerlin shot, goal! Talia Stangerlin puts it in. And Talia Stangerlin scores her first of the game. With Molly Nichols setting her up on the pass, and for Stangerlin, her 11th goal of the season. So Talia Stangerlin scores her 11th goal of the season, with Molly Nichols getting the assist to set her up. And Dragons are now ahead 5-0 in the second half. Rollins tried a long shot there. That one goes wide as Howard continues to put on the pressure. So now it's the Dragons once again trying to keep it all going. Hannah Burns, who just checked back in for the Dragons in the front line, taking over for Rodriguez, trying to chase that one down, putting pressure. Wallace fighting off Zubak. Wallace will now try to switch the field and just didn't quite hit that one cleanly. Jobs pops it back forward. Nichols making a run into the box. Has that one tipped away by McNamee. McNamee able to keep that one in. Nope, she just misses keeping that in. And it will be out for a Howard corner kick. For the Dragons, it will be their fourth corner of the game, their second in the second half. Nichols hits it low, looking for the top of the box. Nauman was there, but McNamee gets to it first. Nauman tries to get it back to Nichols. Played in, and good play by Faga. Now it's going to be Wallace. She's got Alexa Cook making a run forward. Wallace, and I believe Cook might have been offside to that one. Play continues. Wallace was just trying to get it forward under the pressure of Zubak. And a good play there by Leckleiter to put pressure on Sonata.
For the Catamounts, number 3, Brooke Cornell. Number 11, Victoria Floyd. Number 18, Madison Llewellyn.
So triple substitution again for the Potomac State. When they make a sub, they make it with style. As Cornell, Llewellyn, and Floyd are in, Cook, Leckleiter, and McKenzie coming out. Headed forward strongly by Miller. Victoria Floyd just checked in the game, trying to play it up for Wallace. Looked like Wallace might have been trying to just catch her breath after that last run. Wasn't able to really put pressure on that one. Dragons trying to just hold on to possession. Peloni hits it up. It's going to be bounced to Stangerlin, who chips it over the top. Nice touch on that one as Sonati gets in the box. Tries to do a little 1-2 shift with her feet. And a foul is called on Sonati, and she's got a little bit too much leg on that play. Tennant hits it out, but again, she's going into the wind that time, and it just hits that ball right down. Peloni gets around Llewellyn. Sonati. Good triangle passing from the Dragons as Peloni will hit it up, and with the wind, that ball is just going to roll all the way out. Stangerlin trying to keep it in, and no indication yet. Play continues. Referees just can't decide what to do. Center ref looked like he was going to point to a goal kick, was looking to his assistant to make a decision, and in the end, no decision is made, and play will continue. And Dragons will make a substitution with Kamara.
Number 24, you see Kamara back on for the Dragons.
Kamara comes in for Stangerlin. Remy Rollins scores her second of the game. Another long kick by Rollins, as she is showing off the power in that right foot of hers.
In the 65th minute, Dragons goal, number 17, Remy Rollins.
So Rollins makes it 6-0 Dragons, and it is just all Howard. McNamee trying to make something happen as she clipped Jopes on the other side, trying to run into the box. For Rollins, her second of the game, and 7th of the season. Howard making a statement in this game, putting the CCBC Essex Knights, who are waiting to see who they will play against after, based on who wins this, is going to face off against the number 1 Knights in the championship game on Saturday. And right now, all indications look like it will be the Dragons. Sonati tries to find the run of Kamara, who is going down the sideline. Good pressure against Faga, and she will be able to earn the Dragons a corner kick with that high pressure. Nichols plays it short to Jopes for a third time. Jopes chips it in, headed out by Miller. Llewellyn under pressure from Sonati. Nichols gets it back. Burns tries to return it back to Nichols. A good thought there, but Miller cuts it out. Llewellyn picks it up for the Catamounts. Nobody forward for her to go to, but she gets bailed out by a shove by Tessa Sonati. Kelsey O'Neill booms one forward, contact, and it is going to be McNamee who's called for a foul. She ran over the back of Poloni. Jopes plays it forward, and it will bounce off of Cornell, and Dragons get a throw in, which will allow 4 substitutions, 3 for the Dragons. Excuse me, 3 for the Catamounts, 1 for the Dragons. As Stangerlin comes back in with the goal-scoring Rollins, who is now 2 in this game, will get a break. So a foul called on McNamee. She's starting to get the attention of the referee, who gave her a verbal warning on that one. Jobst hits this one, headed straight up into the air, bouncing around the box. Stangerlin will try a shot and just couldn't get enough power on that one, as it was hunting for that bottom right corner, but just couldn't get it strong enough to get past Tennant, who is there to save it. Jobst comes in to cut out that pass towards the middle, plays it forward. Floyd able to chest it down and get possession, but gives it away. Burns on the counter. Looking for Kamara, but plays it behind Kamara on that one. Keckley, who just came in, and that is going to be hit right back and too far. So the two star players for the Catamounts, McNamee and Wallace, will come out as they try to get a break and get back in there for another run, with Alexa Cook and Reagan McKenzie taking their spots. And you have to wonder if that's just Coach Pratt trying to protect McNamee, especially when she had gotten the attention of the referee on that last foul. More for accumulation than anything. Jobst. And that's going to deflect off of Michelle Phillips and out for Howard Throwen. "20 minutes remaining. And Dragons ahead 6-0. Kamara, what a turn there as she just put Cornell on roller skates. That clear goes off of a teammate from Catamounts. Now Kamara will try the other side, but Nichols just unable to control it. Thrown in by Nichols, looking for the run of Sonati, but just a little bit too much on that one. Full day of action slated for tomorrow as the men's semifinals will get underway, starting at 12 o'clock when the number 2 seed CCBC Catonsville Cardinals, the number 1 seed CCBC Essex Knights will take on the number 4 seed Potomac State Catamounts. And then at 2:30, the number 2 seed CCBC Catonsville Cardinals will take on the host of the tournament, number 3 seeded Howard Dragons. That will be at 2:30 tomorrow. The winners of those semifinal games will face off on Championship Saturday, where the women's championship game will take place at 12 o'clock and the men's game at 2:30 p.m. Issa Krutner will check back in for the Dragons as Molly Nichols will come out.
Returning for Howard, number 15, Issa Krutner.
Nichols has put in a yeoman's effort today. Picked up a couple of goals early in the first half, but has just been really working hard on that sideline. Stangerlin trying to play it up for Kamara. Sonati plays it on for Zubak. And that will be played out for a throw-in. forward by Jackson. Now this will be hit on by Reagan McKenzie. Again, the wind just checks it up, but that helps out Cook, who is able to corral it in. Cook picks her head up, trying to find somewhere to go with it, and she ends up trying to retreat with it. Cut out by Snotty. Snotty first looks up, and now she'll play it up to Krutner. Chasing it down with Floyd hot on her trail. Krutner finds Kamara, and that will go out for a throw-in. And another triple substitution. And Jenna Nauman gets her first break of the second half.
Substitutions for the Catamounts: Reagan Miller, Sydney Lechlaner, and Carly Del Signor. For Howard, Remy Rollins.
Sonati dribbles into the box again. Tessa Sonati goes for the cross, and that is going to be blocked away by Reagan Miller. Under 15 to play. Dragons get another corner kick. It'll be their fourth of the second half. Sixth overall. With Nichols on the bench now, will be Burns to take the corner. Burns puts in a beauty right into the middle of the box, and nobody there for a white shirt. It's going to be played out by Reagan Miller. But a fantastic corner by Burns. Jobst under pressure from Del Signore, who just came into the game and is playing on the front line for the Catamounts. Will be out for a Howard throw-in. Krutner has that one blocked away by Miller. Stangerlin first to it. She'll tap it to Jobst. Tapped out by Kamara. Rollins, she's going to go for a third. And that one just high. But can't really complain about that one. She's already popped in 2 missiles into the top corners of the net. At this point, if she gets the ball anywhere near the goal box, you just let her have her chance at it. She has certainly earned that in this game. Rollins again picks it up. Let's see if she's going to make another run at it. This time she dribbles into the box, tries to bring it back around, and just has that play out on the outside of her foot. She tried to get her body around on that one to play it towards the middle, and just not able to do so. Hit out by Tennant, but again, the Dragons are the first 2 on the second ball. Ploney goes wide for Burns, trying to shield off Grady. And played back into Tennant. Stangerlin. High pressure on Keckley. Keckley is doing a good job of shielding her off. Now plays it out to Cornell, and the Catamounts, nice job of playing out of their own zone. Lechlaner picks it up in the middle of the field, but has it taken away by Rollins. Sonati tries to play for the corner and just too hard on that one. And will be out for a goal kick. Rollins again making a run in. She'll cross it in, looking for Kamara. Kamara just couldn't get a poke on that one. And just the slightest touches on that one would have probably resulted in her second goal. But another good look for Howard. Dragons trying to just play some small ball, and Stangerlin yells out in frustration at herself for being unable to control that one. Thrown in. Good ball by Del Signori. Finds Llewellyn. Llewellyn taking on Poloni. And goes for the cross, and that is just going to go out for a goal kick. Played out by Murray. Good job by Kamara to keep it in. Sonati trying to get Kamara's attention, but instead Kamara will just dribble right around. Tripped up, she still continues forward. Now she'll try to cross it into the middle. And again, just put it a little bit too close to Tennant. And a foul is called there by Del Signori. Not sure why, as Raleigh goes down. Oh no, she looks injured. We will stop the clock for the injury timeout, and we will take a break. So we are about to get back into play here, and some really unfortunate news news for the Dragons as Remy Rollins is limping off the field with help from the Dragons training staff, and we will hope for the best for her health as Dragons cannot afford to lose their star center midfielder. Meanwhile, play continues as the Dragons will have an offensive throw in there. Jenna Nauman did replace Rollins. Llewellyn plays up for Del Signori. Tries to go back for Llewellyn, but just a little bit too much on that one. But Jobst has to just play it out. Played in by Keckley and cleared out by the Dragons. Cornell throws it back. Dragons now with only 2 healthy subs left on the roster, and both of them about to check in.
Checking back in for the Dragons, Molly Nichols, Amy Rodriguez.
So, a double sub for the Dragons and a quadruple sub for the Catamounts. As it's going to be Klein, Wallace, O'Neill, and McManamy going in for the Catamounts. For Howard, it will be Rodriguez and Nichols. Rodriguez settles it down, finds Sonati, who's bursting through the middle. And Keckley plays it out. Dragons will get a corner kick again, and it will be Molly Nichols over to take it on the near sideline. Nichols plays a beauty into the middle of the box. Played out by O'Neill as the Dragons were all standing still. Wallace taking on Jobst. And just nowhere to go there, and she will play it towards the middle. Good pass there, and O'Neill goes over the top looking for McNamee. Poloni couldn't see it. Now she does pick the ball up and gives that one up. McNamee into the box. She'll cross it. She's got a teammate there. Faga trying to chase it down, and a great job by Madison Zubak to shield off Faga and allow Murray to come through and snag it. But Potomac State with their best offensive chance in quite some time. Played in to Burns. Burns tries to chip it forward for Sonati. And Nichols will follow up and just hit it all the way to the Catamounts goalkeeper. Another big gust of wind. Watch how it's going to affect this ball as it just stops in its place almost in midair. Jackson into Nichols. This one's going to actually go backwards on the backspin. Now it's going to be Sonati. Sonati runs past everybody. Tessa Sonati into the box. Shot, and it just goes over the crossbar, and she is quite disappointed with herself on that one as she knows that that should have been in the net. wind almost blowing over our scorers table here, and we're just trying to hold on for dear life. There are some times where just holding on to all the electronic equipment, the computers, everything just takes priority. And Poloni will play that out for a goal kick. 3.5 minutes left, and the result of this game really not in question anymore, as the Howard Dragons will be looking to advance to their second straight Division II regional championship, as they faced off against the Knights in the regional championship on this field last year in the 2021 season, defeating the Knights in that game. However, the Knights got their revenge in the district championship just a week after that, defeating the Dragons, as Sonati making one more run forward. In the end, both teams ended up qualifying for the national tournament anyway. But needless to say, this year around, it is much more important, as only the winner of the regional tournament will advance to the district championship, and in fact will host Region 19, which is the New Jersey area region, as well as Eastern Pennsylvania, in the district championship game. And that would be on November 5th. But one step at a time, the classic rematch of Howard and CCBC Essex now looks to be set for Saturday at 12 o'clock, as the two teams have quite the budding rivalry going on. Both teams nationally ranked. Right now, Essex at 14, Howard at 16.
2 minutes remaining in the second half.
However, health will be a factor, as the Dragons now wondering how many healthy players they will have going into that game, whereas the Essex Knights able to sit comfortably by and try to recuperate a little bit and get ready for that classic matchup. Potomac State trying to get forward one more time. Faga finds McNamee, but Jackson takes away. O'Neal, she'll try a long shot. What a shot it is! Unbelievable. Kelsey O'Neal puts in a bullet over Haley Murray, who, unfortunately for her, loses out on getting another shutout. And Kelsey O'Neal is able to break the deadlock that the Catamounts have had in trying to get through onto the scoreboard. And with just over a minute remaining, a consolation prize for the Catamounts. For O'Neal, it is her 4th goal of the season. That will do it for us here in the semifinal, as the Dragons have earned their way into the championship game. So we will see the Dragons take on the CCB Knights Saturday at 12 o'clock here in the Dragons Lair.
Today is coaching her 400th career game, all here at Howard Community College.
For the Dragons, celebrating Coach Kate Seagrove's 400th career game. 2 goals from Molly Nichols, 2 from Remy Rollins, 1 from Yassine Kamara, and 1 from Talia Stangerlin. For the Catamounts, 1 goal from Kelsey O'Neill, her 4th of the year, as the Catamounts will see their season end. But that will do it for us. Final score here in Howard Community College, it will be the Dragons 6, the Potomac State Catamounts 1. Thank you for stopping by. We will catch you on the next stream.